everyone and welcome to the Learning Letters. I thought I'd be sent today to do a plan with me. So what I am doing is pretty much going to show you everything that I do for a typical week for our work boxes and and what I write down and everything else. I am just currently looking on my computer. I have a puppy clambering on my leg. This is no. I am currently looking at a few little Halloween extras just to plug in there, for the next couple of weeks. And the Wall.Grey released a couple of items that she's posting for free, which is great. So I'm going to have a look at those and print some of those off. And then I'm going to have a quick look on Teachers Pay Teachers to see if there's anything that I want to download from there. And that's pretty much what the majority of the stuff that I'll be doing on the computer. The rest I'll just be doing, writing everything down, or maybe not, as is in the case. This is all I'll be doing on the computer. So I'm just going to print some of these things off now. Noah's going to help me. And then we'll carry on with some more planning. Everyone else, there's chaos in the background. It's their mad half hour. So we've had our walk, we've had dinner, I've done the dishes, everything's in the dishwasher. So I'm just doing a bit of work before the evening, really. Well, the evening's already started, but a bit of work before bedtime. But I'm going to put on, I think, All Creatures Great and Small. I might have a quick look at that whilst I'm just printing some stuff off. So that's what we're going to do for the next half an hour. So see you soon. Okay, so I just printed off a bunch of freebies, so that is great. So I'm really happy. I'll just show you a couple of those in a minute once they finish printing. But that's it for tonight. That's all I'm going to do for tonight, which wasn't a lot, but it's getting late anyway now. Anyway, so that's everything for prepping tonight. So I'll catch you up tomorrow and show you what I'll be doing next. Okay, so continuing on with planning, with my plan with me. So what I'm going to do now is it's Friday, so we finished everything for the week. I'm going to take out the things that we've finished from this week, so for our language arts and our maths, because they're loose leaf paper, and I'm going to put them into their folder, storage folder. And then I'm going to start thinking about filling them up with the new ones. So maths is just easy. Literally, I'll just take out the next lesson, put it in. But I will look at them and see if there's anything on there, any themes that are obvious throughout that maybe I could put some extra games in or anything, and then I'll just put them onto the shelf over here, the morning basket shelf, which is not morning basket because we do it all day, but it's called morning basket because that's what people recognize it for. So I'll just put the games on here of any that I think actually that game would go along well with that concept. Or alternatively, I think, okay, well, we're looking at these concepts this week even. What's something else that I might want to throw in, because either it's something we haven't practiced for a while or something I know we need a bit more practice on, and then I'll put those games on the shelf too. So for language arts though, I'm looking at my guide here, and this is my Beowulf language arts guide. So I'm just going to go through the week. So we're talking about abstract nouns, we're doing review, we're doing pronouns and nouns. And then each day she has the grammar page that goes with it at each sheet. And then on here it'll tell me what review days there are. So there's a review on Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and there'll be a little exercise on there on the sheet when I get it out. The book for the grammar this week is ing and don't forget who, what is a pronoun. So I need to check if that was one of the ones I bought or not, because I didn't buy all of them. Ones I felt like a concept we were really familiar with, I didn't buy them, or if I just felt like I didn't need that one for whatever reason and I didn't get it. So I didn't get all of the books, but I did get quite a few. So I'm going to have a look and see if I do have that one or not. Then she has put in her extra activity section, she has put an online game called Play a Pronoun Game. So what I'll do is click on that on the clickable version of this guide and see if it's something we'd want to include. She doesn't schedule those, so there's just a case of you deciding when you're going to do them. And what I'll tend to do is decide on the day. So I'll see how long everything's taken and whether we've got time, and I'll squeeze them in that way. And then I'm not scheduling them and then not get into them for whatever reason. I'll just fit them in when I can that week, but usually we always have time to fit them in. It's never been a problem so far. Then the Story Maker Magnets is the game that she's put aside for us to do this week, and this is the first time we've played this one, so I'm excited. So I'm going to put that onto my morning basket cart, and again, same principle, we'll get to it when we get to it this week. And she wants us to, well, she's given us an idea of what she wants us to do with the game, so I might do that, or we might just play it ourselves. But she's come up with an idea of creating a column of nouns. If a noun is inside a phrase, line it up in the column, and then if they sort them incorrectly, to me that might be a bit simplistic for her. So I think she'd be fine anyway to do that, so we might just do something else with the game. Then she's put some printables in there that you can get from the internet, so about pronouns, from Brian Cleary, who is one of the writers of those grammar books. So he has some of those colouring posters and things like that, and little pronoun poster and things. I already printed those out in the summer, so what I'll do is take the reference one out and put it into her reference plastic folder, and the colouring page I'll just offer it to her one of the days and say, would you like to colour this? And if she does, she does. If she doesn't, she doesn't. It's fine. And then there's also an online interactive game with DK about nouns. Again, I'll have a look at that and squeeze that in sometime next week. And then she's got 3 videos. One is the Schoolhouse Rocks pronoun song, one is the PBS Kids pronoun song, and one is Concrete Nouns versus Abstract Nouns, a song. So again, we'll just squeeze those in any of the days next week. And she loves watching anything like that. She really, really does get a lot out of interactive elements to learning. So for example, videos and other ways to play things and games and stuff. She really does help her. So I definitely do try to incorporate all those, and as I said, so far it's been fine. I like the freedom that she gives us to just pick when we want to do them and put them in. And then for writing, she has got 2 pages in our time capsule journal that you can do, and then she's also got a page from Let's Draw a Story registered on here to do on the schedule. Again, she's put that in for a day next week, and I'll obviously decide if we want to do them that day, or if I think there's a better day, then I'll just change it. Then she has got, we're continuing on with letters in our writer's toolbox. And then we are actually going to write a letter, it would seem. So she's suggesting to write to a president or an astronaut, and then obviously I'll decide what option to give her. I'll give her a couple of different choices, or she might just completely decide herself. Actually, she might decide I want to write to my pen pal or whatever, so then she'll do that. And then there is in the printables packet a couple of things. So we've got different types of letters, and we've got addressing an envelope, and then we've got letter instructions with a template. So again, they all should be in my folder because I did, as far as I know, print off all the things I was supposed to do, but I'll just check and fill those into the workbox folders. Then we've got our Chai's introduction to poetry. Again, there's a poem in there, and that's for Thursday. So I'll just put the book into the Thursday drawer, and then that's when we'll do that. And then she's got to choose 1 or 2 poems from our Shel Stevenson book, which we've already been doing, and read those, and if she wants to memorize them. And then for vocabulary, we have got our 3 new vocabulary words from English from the Roots Up. And my friend has been making PowerPoint presentations to use with her class, because she teaches English from the Roots Up as part of her class, and she's been sharing her PowerPoint presentations with me, so that's been great. So we've been using those for that. Then she has in here spelling, but I do my own spelling, so I don't worry about that part of it. Then she has got in here that she wants us to start looking at the Jolly Postman, because obviously we're talking about letter writing in our writing portion of the curriculum, so that's the perfect book, and I adore the Jolly Postman so much. So we're going to be reading the Jolly Postman and looking at all the way the letters are addressed and all the different types of correspondence in there. So for example, in the Jolly Postman, there's a friendly letter, an advertisement, a postcard, a letter from a publisher, a letter from a lawyer, a birthday card. So that's a great way to get to see all different types of letters. So that's everything in language arts for Beowulf. So in addition, what I will add into this is I'll add in our spelling. So I'll put that into the drawer as well. And I don't think I'll put any additional writing in this week, because I think apart from what we have in our science, because I think that's enough. And we're going to be writing a couple of different types of letters. So I'm happy with that, so that's fine. So I don't really need to add anything else to that. So language arts done for Beowulf Grammar, Beowulf Language Arts and Spelling. Now I'm just going to go and put them into the folder, and then we'll move on to maths. And for maths I'm not going to show you because I'm just going to literally fill the packets up and put them in. So I'll come back to you with history soon. Okay, so I've got all the language arts stuff ready apart from one thing. So what I do is I split them into my folders for the week. So I have my Monday folder, so this has got in my worksheet or sheets for that day, and then in this case it's got let's draw a story because that's the activity that's in there for that day. Or I should say that's the day I put it in. Tuesday I have got some review sheets that she needs to do, and then we've got the time capsule in here, and that's for Tuesday. Wednesday she has got her little grammar comic that's in here, and then she's also got her activity sheet that she needs to do. And Thursday is the same, so she's got her little activity sheets that she needs to do for pronouns. And then I have got the pronouns from Brian Cleary, who is the writer of those grammar books. The little poster, I'll put that into her reference binder. And then there's also the coloring page if she wants to do that on any of the days. If she doesn't want to do it, it's fine. I just offer it to her if she would like to. And then, so those are my 4 language arts folders. And then I also have our writing binder. And in this one I have the book, Writer's Toolbox, which is the one we're using currently. And then I also have the reference sheets that she has for the activity for the different types of letters. And then in here I'll put in the right book. So I've got the Jolly Christmas Postman, but I need to find where the Jolly Postman is and then put the book into the folder. So I'm just going to put that in there for now, so I remember that I need to split them out, which I will do. The Story Maker game is going onto my shelf over here, and that is everything for language arts, apart from in science, some of the activities for writing, I often pick those out of the buffet. So there might be something else for writing that's going to be in our science, but I'll talk about that when we get to science. And then the other thing is, for writing, is I'm getting a little folder with Halloween stuff in. So a lot of it's just word searches and, you know, fun stuff, but there is a couple of writing prompts, Halloween themes, so Halloween themed I should say. So I'll put all those into the folder and I'll show you those at the end, and we might at some point during the week pick one of them, or we might not. They're just there if we want to, or if the opportunity arises and I think it'd be a good fit, or if she has some time and wants to do one. So those will be the additional writing ones if we want to, but they're completely optional. So I'm just going to go and put these into the work boxes, and then I'm going to put the maths sheets into the work boxes, and then we'll come back for science. For science, we are doing Dining on Science. So for this episode, it's 303 Spins a Web. So basically I've got all the books listed here, YouTube videos, an experiment, and then for dessert we've got a spider poem and craft, and then for buffet there's a few different things. So there's some language arts ones if we wanted to do those. So they're Persuasive Letters, which actually really ties nicely with our Beowulf Grammar and Language Arts that we're doing this week as well, because that's all about letters too. But this is a different type of letter, so they were concentrating more on business or friendly, whereas this one is persuasive. So that we might actually do that one because it's a persuasive letter to humans from the spider to not be afraid of them. So I think that would be a good one to do, so we might do that. And then there is also 3 art activities that you can choose for the buffet. There's a string art spiderweb, a pastel resist spiderweb, and then there's a how to draw a spiderweb. So I'll have a look at those, and then I'll ask my daughter which one she'd prefer. And then for baking there is spider cookies, so I think we'll do that for our baking this week as well for Tuesday, so that'll all tie nicely. So for Tuesday when we do our baking, we'll make some spider cookies. And then there's another language arts activity as well for the buffet, which you can choose. There's a writing a diary entry for a spider's day. So that might be a fun one. And it's kind of Halloweenish if you think about it. So imagine you're a spider close to Halloween time. You know, what would you be doing during your day? So that'd be a really good prompt, I think. A good Halloween prompt. So what I'm going to do is have a look at those art. I need to go onto the computer just to have a look at the art activities so then I can show her, and then she can decide which ones she wants to do, and we'll incorporate that into our art this week. So for our art project, we'll do one of these from Dining on Science, but we'll still do our art curriculum, which is the master books one, for, you know, our technical stuff. So we'll still do that on our art day, but this will be our art project this week, so that'll be fun. So that's easy enough for science. The only thing I really need to do is to check those, click on those links for those art projects, because I made this last year in April and I can't remember exactly which art projects I picked. So I just want to go through, have a look at myself, see if I've got all the supplies, if I need to get anything this week, and then obviously show my daughter so she can pick. And then there isn't much really need to do. It's that with science, it's all pretty much choose and go. It's why I really like Dining on Science, because it is very much choosing off the menu of what you want to do and going. With the books, I might just see if there are any in the library. We're going to the library on Saturday anyway, so I might just see if there's any spider books in the library. We were going to see if there's any Halloween books anyway, so we can kill two birds with one stone and get them both. So yes, that's science is really easy this week. Nothing that I really need to do, just to click on a few links to check which products you want to do. So nothing more to do for science. We've still got a couple of pages from our BAT exhibit, because I said with the writing projects when they were bigger that we might take them over 2 weeks. So we still do have a couple of pages in our BAT exhibit book to do for our writing project for last week, that we've just done this week. But it'll be last week next week. So we'll just fit those in. But it's all very Halloweenish. It's bats still and spiders, so it's all very appropriate and fun writing projects for Halloween time anyway. So that's science. Now history. For history, I've got my teacher's guide for Journey Through Time, and I've got my planning sheet. Here I am going to steal one of my daughter's pens, because I didn't bring one of mine in, and I'm in the schoolroom. So I'm just going to get to the right section. So we are still in the Stone, Bronze and Iron Ages, but we are finishing up now. And what I've been doing is just ticking off when we've done certain things. So ticking off if we've checked those books out and if we've read them and everything else. So I'm just going to quickly go through, and where is the pen? I'm just going to go through now quickly and see in the books. So I know that I want to start getting onto Stonehenge, because we're getting towards that part in the Explore book when it does a calendar, a year through Stonehenge, it says in the Explore book. So now I want to start getting onto the Stonehenge books, and also my library books need to go back soon. I think I've only got one more renewal. So what I think I'm going to get in this week is some of the secrets of Stonehenge. So I want to do this one. So I'm going to write under the books on my planning page. So we are on a week. Okay, so secrets of Stonehenge. I hate writing in pencil. Monday. Explore is for both days. The Explore book is for both Monday and Tuesday. Okay, so that's that one, and then what's the other one I want to do? I think there was another library book as well, which I'll just check when I get the bag out. There was another library book which I'll make a note of in a second. So that's for the books. Now for YouTube, we're almost done. I think we've done most of the YouTube videos for Stonehenge, for the Stone, Bronze and Iron Age. So we've got Meet a Celtic Warrior, Celtic War Trumpet Sound. So we'll do those. So we'll do Meet a Celtic Warrior. On Monday. And Tuesday we'll do the Celtic War Trumpet Sound. Okay. And then then we'll have watched all the YouTube videos for the Stonehenge. I keep saying for the Stone Age. Oh my goodness. Right, websites. Okay, so for websites we are going to do our kids take over Stonehenge on Monday, and then we're going to do Celt houses, Celt art, and life in a Celtic village in the Iron Age. And so those are our websites. And then for our activities, we're going to do several pages in our Stone Age book, our notebook, our journal notebook, for different questions that are posed. So for example, we might look at homes and buildings because we're talking about life in a Celtic village. There's a prehistoric comic she can do. We can ask the question, what was the Stone Age? And we can answer that one. And then next week will be the last week we'll do for Stone Age, and we'll do our cave painting in here, and we'll also do our make your own calendar, but that'll be next week. I'll give you a sneak peek into next week, but for this week those are the activities that we're going to do. So that's everything for history. Okay, for French we are doing our Learn French. So basically we're still in Unit 1, so it's listening to the story and then doing different activities that go along with it. So that's what we'll be doing for French. Computer class is Thursday, and right for this week we are doing our keyboarding without tears, so that's easy enough. There's nothing I need to do on with that. It's all on the computer. For geography on Wednesday, we're doing our curriculum, which is the Collins Primary Geography book and our skill sharpener. Again, we'll just do the next pages along in those. And then on Thursday in our geography we're doing our Gather Round Africa, and basically I read out the teacher's guide and then we do the student notebook pages, and usually one other page that goes along with that particular lesson. So that's easy enough. There's nothing I really need to do for that. And then on Friday we're doing our veterinary unit study still, so we're still doing our campfire curriculum unit. We're also doing the what's it called, Osborne veterinary book, and the I Want to Be a Veterinarian book as well. We're also still reading our Tales from a Young Vet read aloud on our Friday as well. Does a page in her little colouring anatomy book for that Friday. And we also do music on a Friday, and for this week we are going to start doing our thinking tree journal, our music journal. It's the piano one. Up until now we've just been doing bits here and there, so we've been doing music with poetry, we have been doing just instrument stuff and things like that, but this week we are actually going to start our thinking tree piano book, so that'll be fun. Her fun schooling journal will either be her cat one, which is the newer one that I got this year, or she has still got her pet one, which she's still working through from last year, so she can choose which journal she wants to do. We do maths on a Friday as well, which will just be our lesson, and that's everything. So that is my week planned out. So the only thing I'm going to do now though is just get a quick folder together of all the things I printed for Halloween. So I've got a couple of things from the full bundle, which were pumpkin, so I'm going to stick those in there. I'm going to put a couple of things that I printed off. I'll show them actually in a second in the binder folder. And then I also have a couple of prompts that I want to photocopy from the Evermore writing, which again I'll show you in a second. I haven't done that yet, but I'm going to do that. So that's the only thing I need to do, but I'm not going to do it now. It's late. It's 8 o'clock, so I'm done for tonight. So what I need to do tomorrow is I just need to go to the library, so get spider books and any Halloween books that we want to do, put the rest of the games on the shelf for maths. So I noticed we were doing elapsed time, so I'm going to see if there's something elapsed time wise that I can put on there. If not, I'm probably just going to pick up a different skill, something that we haven't done recently, and put a game out for that. And then I'll put a logic game out. We've already got the story magnet game, but I'm also going to put out the alphabet soup game, which is not actually anything to do with alphabet, it's to do with spelling. So I'm going to put that out because it reminds me of Halloweenish, cauldron, because it's like a big soup bowl with a spoon and everything. So it just reminds me of Halloween, so I'm going to get that out. I thought that'd be fun. And I might get the Silly Story Laboratory out as well and stick that on the shelf. So those will be the games that I'll put out on the shelf. I'm just not going to do that now because I'm ready for bath and jammies. So that'll come tomorrow, which is fine, no problem at all. The only thing I need to do now is get the folder, so I'll just do that quickly. Okay, so I've got all of the full bundle pumpkin things together, so I've got those out. Then I found this little comprehension activity, the history of Halloween. I thought that would be a good one, and then it's just got some questions that you can do. Then I've got this one, which I think looks really fun. So this is, let me just get all the bits to it. So it's a writing activity, and it has Okay, so it's got a poem, The Pink Jelly Bean Story. So it's a suspenseful story, which looks really fun. And then you have a spooky story writing pre-write. So you've got your setting, your obstacle, your character, a story starter. You've got your main character and your protagonist and your antagonist, and then settings. So it's like a little sheet for them to complete. But then they also have the plot of your story. So I'm not saying we'll do this next week. We probably won't. It'll probably be the week after. But I'm just going to put it into the folder ready. A little writing page, and then there's these little cubes. So you've got a setting, dice, cube, character. This was just something I found free on Teachers Pay Teachers. Obstacle and story starter cube. And I thought they'd just be fun as a little Halloween activity. And then you've got some adjective. So basically some parts of speech activities here. So we're looking at adjectives, looking at nouns and verbs. A little activity here, looking at different words. So that'll be really fun. So I like that. And then the other things were just little freebies that I found. So this was a word list for different Halloween types of words to think about in your writing. So I thought that would be a fun one. So I'll just put that in. And then there was a little Halloween game. This is inferences. There's a riddles one. There's a little multiplication one. There's a Halloween first, second, third point of view activity. There's a multiplication, one of those, mystery multiplication things where you colour it in and you reveal the picture. There's a little experiment here. You need to make a little potion. And then there were some freebies from the Waldock Way. So she did the pots of pumpkin things. And this little, which I thought was cute, build a something. So witch, vampire, different characters. She also put in some dot to dot and colour by number in as little freebies as well. So those are the things I printed off from Teachers Pay Teachers. So I'm just going to put, and then I've got those from the full bundle. So I'm just going to put them into this little folder, which I'm going to call my Halloween activity folder. And then I'll just pick randomly throughout the day for the next 3 weeks, a little activity here and there. And if we don't get to all of them, it's fine. It doesn't matter. I'll just file them away from another time. It's no big deal. They're just if we get to it and if we want to do it. And then in the Evermore Giant Write Every Day, there are monthly prompts. And then in October, there are some fun ones. Basically, you just photocopy this book. Not the whole book, obviously, just the page that you're looking for. But things like If I Were a Black Cat, as a writing prompt. Create a Creature, that's another writing prompt. The Last Pumpkin, so if you were the last pumpkin in the patch. And then there's another, The Witch's Grocery List. So just some fun little activities. This is from grades 2 to 6. So it's just something that you can, use for different periods throughout the year, different seasons. So it's got all kinds of stuff in here. So I really like that. So I might pick, photocopy just a couple of those Halloween pages just to stick into my little binder. And then that'll be ready. So that's all my Halloween extras. If you're wondering what additional Halloween stuff we'll be doing, then it'll just be things like this. I'll just pull something out. One day I'll pull out the Decorate a Pumpkin page and we'll just do that. Or we'll pull out that spooky story writing activity and we'll just do that. So, and yes, I might use it to replace something, or I might use it to complement something. So for example, with that letter writing thing that we talked about earlier, where it worked out that in our science it matched our language arts because it was both about letter writing in terms of the writing assignment. So it could complement it. So in that case, I might replace something if it's too similar, or I might just do it as an extra and we'll just throw it in and it'll just be a fun, no pressure, just a fun, let's tell some spooky stories. We might not even write it down, we might just do it verbally. So it doesn't have to be, oh, this has to be another writing assignment. It doesn't have to be like that. It can just be a fun verbal thing that we do, or we might write. It just depends. But that's my prepping and planning for the next week. So I'll see you in our next video. I hope that was fun. Take care. Bye for now.